Hey there. So, you're using AI at work, right? You know it can be a total game changer, but you also know that feeling, that frustration when you ask for something specific and you get back, well, just generic fluff. Today, we're going to crack that code. I'm going to show you how to stop getting those useless answers and start getting exactly what you actually want every single time.
So, does this sound familiar? You ask the AI for, I don't know, a simple analysis, and what you get back is this wall of text that's totally vague, maybe a little off topic, or sometimes just plain wrong. Look, it's a super common problem, but here's the good news. It's not really the AI's fault. The power to fix this, it's all in how you ask the question.
And just look at this. This is the difference in action, right here. On the left, you've got this super vague prompt. Write an email about the new policy. I mean, what you get back is a total gamble. But now, look over at the right. We've given the AI a role, a specific format, even a tone. And just like that, it has everything it needs to give you a perfect, ready-to-use draft. That is the kind of power we're unlocking today. Okay, so here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we'll nail down the AI output problem. Then, we'll meet your new smart intern. It's a mindset thing. After that, we'll get into the R.A.F.T golden rule, followed by 5 pro-level tips. And we'll wrap it all up with a prompting checklist you can start using right away. All right, first up, let's just put a name to that frustration, right? We'll call it the AI output problem. I mean, we've all been there. You put in a request thinking it's going to save you time, and instead you get back something that just means more editing work for you. The thing is, the core issue, it's not the tech, it's the quality of our instructions. So how do we fix this? Well, it all starts with a really crucial shift in how we think about AI. To get those great outputs, you've got to stop thinking of it as just a search engine and start thinking of it as your newest team member. And this right here, this is the absolute key. You have to stop seeing AI as some kind of all-knowing magic box. Instead, treat it like a brilliant intern. Seriously, it's incredibly smart, it learns in an instant, and it works at lightning speed. But think about it. If you told a real intern a vague command like, hey, do some marketing, what would you get back? Probably some vague textbook answer, right? It's the same thing. The AI needs clear, specific direction to really shine. Okay, so how do we give our new intern that perfect direction? Well, we use this really simple but powerful framework. It's called the R.A.F.T golden rule. Think of this as your go-to blueprint for building great prompts every single time. So, R.A.F.T, it's an acronym, and it stands for role, action, format, and topic/target. Let's break that down. First, you give the AI a role. Tell it to act as a senior financial analyst. This immediately sets the tone and the level of expertise. Next up is the action. What do you want it to do? Summarize this report. Simple. Then the format. How should it look? In a bulleted email, no more than 200 words. Super specific. And finally, the topic and target. What's it about and who is it for? For the sales team, explaining budget cuts. See? Each one of these pieces adds another critical layer of precision. Okay, let's circle back to that awesome prompt we saw at the very beginning. Remember? The role was head of HR. The action was to draft an internal announcement. The format, professional tone using numbered points. And the topic/target was the new WFH policy update for all staff. Do you see how all those components just stack together perfectly? It creates an instruction that is basically impossible for the AI to misunderstand. All right, you've got the R.A.F.T foundation down. Now let's add some power-ups. These are the pro-level tips that are going to take your prompts from just good to absolutely exceptional. Okay, tip number 1. This one tackles probably the single most common mistake people make. We tend to forget that even though the AI knows like the entire internet, it knows absolutely nothing about you or your company. And that's exactly why you have to provide context. The AI has no idea what Project Phoenix is. It doesn't know that QBR at your company means quarterly business review. So if you're talking about internal stuff, just give it a quick one-sentence summary. It's a super simple step, but it helps the AI connect all the dots and, really importantly, stops it from making those wild, incorrect guesses. All right, tip number 2 is all about building some guardrails. You definitely don't want the AI wandering off topic or, even worse, just starting to make stuff up. You need to be the one directing this conversation. And the way you do that is by defining your constraints. This is how you build those guardrails. Use really simple phrases like must include a call to action or do not include any technical jargon. This does 2 things. It really focuses the output, and it also helps prevent those AI hallucinations, where it just confidently makes things up.
Now, this next tip might sound a little technical, but I promise it's incredibly simple and it solves a huge problem. The problem is, how do you clearly tell the AI, okay, this part is my command, and this other part is the big chunk of text I want you to work on?
The answer is you use something called delimiters. So when you're pasting in a big block of text for the AI to analyze, just wrap it in some kind of marker, like triple quotes or maybe some brackets. It's like putting up a clear fence between your instructions and your data. That way, the AI knows exactly what to process and what the command is. Okay, this next one is a bit of a power move. I like this one a lot. Instead of just telling the AI what you want, you can actually get it to show you what good looks like first. Here's how it works. Ask the AI for an example first. So let's say you need 5 great marketing headlines. Don't just ask for them. Instead, prompt it with something like, first, generate one example of a high-quality headline for a tech newsletter. Then, apply that exact style to these 5 topics I'm giving you. What you're doing is getting the AI to set its own quality standard before it even starts the real work. It's pretty smart. And that brings us to our final tip, number 5. Honestly, this is the one that really separates the amateurs from the pros. It is the secret to turning a pretty good first draft into a perfect final product without having to start all over again. You have to iterate. Think of it this way. Your first prompt isn't the end of the road. It's the start of a conversation. So if that first result isn't quite perfect, don't just scrap it and start over from scratch. Treat it like a real dialogue. Use follow-up prompts to refine the output. Just tweak it here and there until it is exactly what you want. For example, let's say your first prompt gives you back this long, super dense document. Instead of starting over, your refinement prompt is just something simple like, okay, great. Now can you shorten that to 3 paragraphs and make the tone more positive? And boom, the result is a completely transformed, totally usable summary. This whole conversational approach will save you a massive amount of time. Okay, let's pull all of this together. To make this super easy to remember and use, we've put together a simple, actionable checklist that you can use before you send every single prompt. And here it is, your prompting checklist. So before you hit send, just do this quick mental check. First, did I R.A.F.T it? Role, action, format, topic. Second, have I defined the tone I want? Third, did I add any constraints, any must-dos or don't-dos? And last, if I included a bunch of data, did I use delimiters to separate it? I promise you, following these 4 steps will radically improve the quality of your AI outputs. So, with these tools in your pocket, you no longer have a confusing magic box. What you have is a super smart, lightning-fast intern who is just waiting for your clear, specific direction. So really the only question left is, what amazing thing are you going to get it to create for you first?